So what is why the following code giving error? So by seeing this code, we can tell that it contain improper indentation, because if you specify any conditions here, that is if you are using any loop or if statement, then only the indentations will be allowed. Here without introducing any loops or conditions, they did the indentation. So it is an indentation error, inconsistent indentation. So we can be corrected by writing in the same line. Understand? Then what are data type? Data type already told. What is data type? Data type is used to represent, that is what type of, that is we are informing the computer what type of data you are going to store we are storing in the computer. For example, if I am going to store in the number, okay, whole number only, in whole number means I have to inform the computer by introducing the keyword of integer. Okay, if I am going to store only the decimal value means I have to introduce computer by the keyword of float. Okay, so it represents the variable, that is I already told, it represents the data. Okay, so there are what are the core data type? You already know. Numbers, in the numbers category it will come integer, boolean, floating, complex number. String, what are the sequences? Under sequences, string, tuple, list. Okay, under that is mappings, dictionary, sets are available, and one more is none. Okay, then data type Python handle the numbers. So what are the numbers it can handle? You already told. It contains the integer, boolean, complex number, floating, long integer. Then what is the boolean value considered? Boolean value considered a subtype of integer. Yes, boolean value means either it accepts true or false. True means 1, false means 0. Okay, the boolean through bool function they return, okay, true or false. If I that is in this bool function, if I give 0 means it will return false. If I give 1 means it will return true. Understand? Then what is the role or role of commands? I already told. Role of commands, it's only for user. Okay, so if I am introducing certain set of statements, okay, what is the purpose of the set of statement which should understand by the user? Suppose I am writing one program, in later, okay, or after a year, one person is visiting the same, okay, executing the same program. In that case, he should know why we are executing, what is the purpose of this lines, why we are executing. So that is given by the user, that is it's mainly used by the programmer to inform why what is the purpose of this program. Okay, so commands provide the explanatory notes to the reader of the program. Compiler, interpreter, what? It won't convert these command lines, should start with hash. We already told there are single line commands is there, multi-line commands is there. Okay, single line commands can be introduced with the in front of the command we have to specify hash. When the compiler read the hash symbol, it won't convert these lines into machine code. Okay, it will leave that. That is compiler ignore the commands. Understand? Then indentation makes the program more readable and presentable. Okay, its main role is highlight the nesting of groups of control statement. We have nested, highlight, it will highlight the group of statements available under the certain conditions or certain loop. Okay, then what is the statement? What is the significance, importance of empty statement? Okay, statement is an instruction given to the computer. We already seen that what is statement, what is compound statement already. It is instruction given to the computer to perform some action. Suppose I am giving a equal to a plus 5. It is a statement. So I am introducing I am instructing computer to perform addition. A equal to a plus 5, like that. Then empty statement is a past statement. Is useful in statement where the code requires a statement but logic does not. Sometimes it is I already given example in the past video. Okay, so suppose if condition, we are checking certain condition, but it won't execute instructions under the if condition, means we can give simply, we can give pass. It is an empty statement. Then if you are, what is the questions here? If you are asked to label the Python loops as determinable and non-determined, which label would you give to the which loop? For loop is a determinable because it is a count, it is also called as countable loop. While loop is a conditional loop, so it is non-determinate. Based on the condition, it will execute the set of instruction repeatedly, while loop. But for loop will be go for a number of iterations only. Okay, we can determine before and itself. So that's the difference between the for loop and while loop. For loop is also called as countable loop, determinable loop, and while loop is also called as conditional loop, and it is non-determinable loop. Then there are two types of else class in Python. What are they? Else in the if statement and else in the loop statement. Else we can introduce loop statement. The else class in the if statement is executed when condition of the if statement is false. Okay, then else class in the loop, in the for loop and while loop they have introduced. Okay, when the else class will be executed when the loop executed, when loop executed normally. Okay, when loop is terminated normally. Then this is the program which will get the number of seconds from the user as an input, and in turn it will print the output as a how many seconds are there, that is how many minutes. It will convert the seconds into minutes and seconds. It will convert into minutes, that's all. Okay, so you know if you want to convert the seconds into minutes, means we need to divide it seconds by 60. That is happened here. Okay, first they are getting the number of seconds as an input. Okay, it is in the string form, so we need to do explicit conversion. After converting, we are putting in the num seconds int variable. Then here we are it's a floor division. Floor division means which will return smaller value. So it will return the minutes, and we are extracting the remainder. Remainder is number of seconds. So number of seconds remainder will be returned here. This is a modulus operator, and we are printing that seconds under. Suppose I am entering. This is explained here. So I have given here 125 seconds as an input. 125 divided by 60 means how many minutes are there? 2. 2 minutes are there. Remaining seconds are, that is 2 minutes 5 seconds. So this is that. So it will print 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Okay, understand? Then see. So write a program that repeatedly asks from user some numbers until string is done. Okay, this is the condition. Okay, it will ask from user some numbers till the user gives the value of done. Understand? So this is that. What is this? I am initializing total variable with, here I am initializing total variable with a value of 0. I am entering, I am getting the input from the user. Okay, so yes means the user can enter number or done. Suppose they are entering number, means we need to convert it explicitly into integer. So while yes is not equal to done, done means we have to come out of the loop, isn't it? If it is not done, yes value is not equal to done, means we have to go, we are going inside the loop. Otherwise we will come out of the loop and execute the sum of entered number is total. So I already told, yes, suppose if user is entering some value in the yes, then it should convert explicitly. Okay, we need to do the typecasting, and we are storing into the number. And total, what is the initial value of total? 0 plus num. What is the num? So num, if I am providing 5 means 0 plus 5. The total now contain 5 in some other location. Okay, then again I am getting input. Suppose I am giving, the user is giving done, means it will go, okay, it will go and check. Yes, what is the yes value now? Done. So it will come out of the loop. The sum of entered number is 5. Total, what is the total value current? Now, that is explained here. So initially I am entering s value equal to 1. The user is giving the s value equal to 1. So 1 is not equal to done, and we are explicitly converting and assign to the num. What is the total value? 0. 0 plus 1, 1. And again, yes, user is entering the value of 2. User is entering the value of 2. 2 not equal to done. So it will go inside the loop, and it will already the total contain 1. 1 plus 2, 3. Okay, again the user is entering s value equal to 4. 4 equal not equal to done. Already the total value is 3. 3 plus 4, 7. Now the user is entering done. Done not equal to done. No. Done is done. So it is, what is that? It is false. So it will come out of the loop and will print sum of the entire number is, what is the total? 7. Understand? Then write a program to print a square multiplication table. That is, it is in the form of see, it is the row. How many rows are there? 9 rows are there. How many columns are there? 9 columns are there. Okay, so always in programming, rows values are represented in I, column values are represented in J. So first, if I take one first row means I should fill all the columns. Okay, then I will move on to the second row and fill all the columns in the second row. Then I will move on to the third row and I will fill all the columns in the third row, and I will move on to the fourth row, and again I will fill all the columns in the fourth row, and again I will move to the fifth row. It will go like this. So when they are introducing the rows and columns, that is, it's a matrix format. Okay, so what is the matrix? 9 into 9. So 9 into 9 means 81 values are there. Okay, so totally 81 cells are there. Okay, it is 1 cell, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One row contain 9 column. Then 9 rows contain 9 into 9, 81 columns. Understand? So here, so whenever introducing the rows and columns, we are going for the nested for loop. So I already told. So here you can introduce row I or I and J. Okay, they have introduced row and column. For each row, I have to process 9 columns. For each row, I have to fill up the values for the 9 columns. So first I am taking, so what is the row value from? Row is vary from 1 to 9 and column also vary from 1 to 9. For each row, I need to fill up 9 columns. So row equal to 1. Then means column equal to, first it will take the value of 1. Column vary from 1 to 1. 1 to 1 is possible? Not. So then again, so it is false. Row value it takes 2. So column value 1 comma, sorry. For row equal to 1, first row equal to 1. So 1 comma, column value will vary from 1 to 9. First it will take the value 1. So row also 1, column also value 1. So 1 into 1, 1. If product less than 0, okay, print, it is a space. It is also single space. Okay, 3 digit, actually it is 3 digit number. So suppose if it is contained less than 3 digit number, then we are introducing the space between that is space before the digit and after the digit also. Understand? Else we are printing that is product, then after the digit only we are introducing the space. Okay, so in this case will go. So I have explained this here. See, row vary from 1 to 9, column vary from 1 to 9. We have to work out. Suppose row equal to 1 means column value will vary to 1 to 9. When column value is equal to 1, product of 1 into 1, 1. Column value equal to 2, 1 into 2, 2. Then column value, when column value equal to 3, row value always 1, column value 3. So 1 into 3, 3. That is, we are filling the first table here. Understand? This is first row we are filling. When row value equal to 2, okay, so 2 into 1, 2. 2 into 2, 2. Likewise, we are filling this one. Understand? So this is, suppose if I contain, that is, suppose in row contain 3, column contain 5. So row into 3. So 3 into